Hi, I'm Brandy Williams, founder of Williams Accounting and Tax Services in McDonough, Georgia. We're a full-service accounting firm proudly serving clients nationwide, including military families and U.S. expats. With over 20 years of experience as an IRS-enrolled agent, we've got you covered from past tax returns to business services and strategic tax planning. Visit WilliamsActTax.com. Let's get connected and take your finances to the next level.
What's up, everybody? This is Happy New Year. Happy New Year. As my uncle used to say, Merry, Merry, Happy, Happy. Okay, listen. You know what time it is. It's New Year's Eve. I'm in the office for like 2 hours and I'm getting up out of here now. I'm getting ready to round it out, you guys, and get on out of here as we close out 2025. I hope that this channel's helped you, encouraged you, motivated you, got you where you needed to go. You'll see the links below. Anything you're missing, I saw a lot of emails. I got alerted that there was emails like, hey, where's the links? Okay, again, links are in this video. The last 10 videos, we pinned probably the last 100 videos. We pinned the links to the top comment. We try our best to follow up with emails and respond to everybody who calls us and talks to us. But anyways, long story short, drop your city and state in the chat here. Your girl has to run and go get some more fireworks, because we're going to shoot off some fireworks tonight. Yeah, we're going to be those people. Okay. And so a lot of people are like, Erica, just go enjoy yourself. Just go relax. What are you doing? Hey, man, this is part of what I'm doing. I don't half-ass my dreams. Okay. So again, the title of the video is Don't Treat Your Dreams Like a Hobby. And again, I've shared some videos on the community wall. And again, I just want to tell you, don't half-ass your dreams. A lot of y'all are dabbling into what you want to do as adults. You're not really focused. And then you be like, why my kids ain't focused? Why my kids ain't reading? Maybe they just doing what they see their parents do. Now, reminder, I have to remind you this again, multiple times. 1/3 of your life is spent at work. Most of y'all are talking about how y'all hate your jobs. You hate the kids. You hate being a teacher. You don't like being there. You wish you were paid more. What are you going to do about it? Because more than 1/3 of your life is at work. It's at work. It's dealing with people. It's at work in some capacity, right? If you're going to work a regular 9 to 5, right? So again, you have to take, these are the 3 things I want you to remember. If you don't remember nothing else from this video, big swings. Number 2 is long-term thinking. And number 3 is millions of folks don't know. Every time I come here, well, I can give that information for free. People don't know. Y'all have to realize people socialize themselves to know 1 or 2 things. Especially in America, we've kind of treated people to more of a specialization, right? If somebody's a cardiologist doctor, they still don't know nutrition. If somebody's a regular, like the last time they took nutrition was in medical school. That's why it cracks me up when people have family members who are nurses or lawyers and you ask them questions. If it ain't in their specialized skill, they don't know. Right? This is why when y'all tell me, well, my mom said, my grandma, my uncle, why are you asking people who whole life, all they ever done is go to work somewhere they hate and cook food? If I called your grandma to ask her how to make chitlins, how to make a punch bowl cake, how to make a pecan pie, she the girl. She the number one. But I'm not asking grandma, what do you think about 401k? What do you think about me investing in silver? What do you think about me investing in gold? What do you think if I go down the street and build a duplex over there? I'm not asking your grandma that because she don't know. She ain't built no duplexes. She ain't ran no companies. She can tell you her thoughts, but there's a lot of Black people in our community. When I owned my coffee shop on the Black side of town across from a historical Black college, they've magically become food critics and tell you how to run your business, even though they've never run one. This is why I want y'all to understand most people you see online are going to tell you the same story. Well, if it was my company, if I won the lottery, if I did this, like they're going to tell you a million reasons. I was in the car one time and we were negotiating with this piece of property. And I was like, hey, we're not going to take the land if y'all don't do this. I had a family member go, yeah, you shouldn't take it. She don't even know what's going on. I'm like, baby, you ain't bought nothing. So hush, sit over there, be quiet. Right. And so what you got to realize is for a lot of folks, got a little itchy there. My bad. For a lot of folks, y'all asking aunts and uncles and grandmas for information that they don't know nothing about. You know, you asking your uncle who's been married 4 times, how do you stay married? You asking your uncle who's worse than Steve Harvey, what did he think about women? You ask your grandpa who got 3 families, what he think about keeping a family together. Like that don't make no sense, y'all. These people can tell you what not to do. They can tell you how at their job things don't go the way they want. But in general, these people cannot lead you anywhere, right? Doesn't mean they're not family. Doesn't mean you don't love them, right? Doesn't mean, they're not good on sports. They can't tell you, right now Texas is on Texas versus Michigan. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. But they can tell you all those things, but that's not their specialty. So why you must take big swings. Every family member in my family that's ever gone in the military, even though they were like, oh, I don't know, but our whole family's been on that program forever. They go, that was a big deal. And it changed the progression and the direction of their life, like who they married, what they invested in, how they bought rental properties in other states. They would have never been in that state if it wasn't for the military, right? So that's why you have to take big swings. Same thing with college students. They have all these reports now talking about how these college towns are basically mini holiday weekends, right? Like while college football's in, these college towns, hotels make money, the bars make money, the students, working, part-time weekends, they make money, the fraternities make money, the events they can put on, all these things happen in these college towns. Now, what's the point of the college town? You go where the action is. Now, the summer gonna be boring because ain't nothing going on. Some of the spring, unless they a March Madness team, might be boring because ain't nothing going on. But most people have to go to where the action is. How do you go to where the action is as an adult after college? There's only 20 cities in the whole United States that create 80% of the United States GDP. So guess what? You would go where the action is. You would go where the mega city is. You're going to go where the opportunity is. Now, some people say, well, Erica, I've always lived in this town. My grandma, my great grandparents lived in this town. I'm not leaving. And you're free to do that. You're free to stay there. You're free to get creative. You're saying, hey, the internet's possible, right? Erica, I'm going to just use the internet. Okay, cool. You're still going to have to migrate and go where the people are. Simple as that. You're going to have to go where the people are. All right. So there's another book called Grit. It talks about passion and perseverance. Now, why is this important? Because we are setting kids up. If you look at kids in middle school, elementary, middle school, high school, they're doing this. They working. They're doing books. They're doing sports after school. They're busy every day. There's no unstructured, creative boredom time. And we really burn girls out more than we burn guys out, but that's a whole nother conversation. We burn the kids out. Now they go to college. They on that same hamster wheel, going to activities, internship, financial aid, running around, trying to be in the mix, right? If they don't have a passion, by the time they get to that mid-20s, that's when you see people just fall off the rails, right? They've done left college, they done left their hometown, and they're kind of floundering. Why are they floundering? Because you kind of push them to hustle and grind. Like that's what's so funny to me when people are like, this hustle culture is whack. And I go, you're hustling, but differently. You're hustling for your 9 to 5. You're hustling for school sports. Your kid's hustling to get into Ivy League schools. You're hustling still, just differently. Right? And because we're so used to coming in and doing a specialized thing, I just do one thing at work and then I go home and I get my check. You really think you're doing something. There are some of y'all who are actually changing lives at your jobs, for sure. I'm not taking that away from you. But it's the business owner. It's the guy who can set up a position where other people can work the job. That's really doing the heavy lifting, right? So again, you have to figure out what is something I can pursue that I can I'm not going to say follow your passions. We're not saying that, but that you can have some kind of entertainment with, right? Or a challenge. You create a challenge for yourself. So I've talked about it a lot on here. I put it in my notes. Office and infield. Depending on what career you're in. If you're in blue collar, you hear office, you hear infield. Office is sometimes the ladies that do admin or the guys who follow up the reports. Infield are the guys who are doing sales, the technicians doing the actual work. And with any business, you need both. If you think you're going to do both, there's a book called Traction. Like only 5% of people can do both. I can't even do the both. And I've tried for 10 years to learn how to do both. I can do a smidge. I can keep the bookkeeping straight, but overall admin is a gift. It's a calling. I have a friend who she came in one day, I think for a week of work, she straightened up 2 years of books for me. And that's how I knew, like, oh yeah, girl, I got to hire somebody because this ain't my skill. This ain't my set, right? This ain't my skill set. So for me right now, like every Thursday we have mail that goes out to homeowners, mostly landowners. We daily look at land lots. We daily look at real estate. We get deals from our wholesale friends. We review stuff daily, right? We're interacting daily and weekly with new contractors, new GCs, new sales and marketing folks. Because once you have a conversation, the other day I had a conversation with a guy for 45 minutes. I didn't know this was going to happen. We went to the store and we ended up talking for 45 minutes about real estate because he was like, I just know you know. Because you're talking too confidently. And I'm just gonna go there. You need to go where the people are that are doing what you want to do. You need to be involved with a group of people that are doing what you want to do. Why? Because the more people doing what you want to do, the iron sharpens iron. You out here trying to tell your grandma about how you're gonna build an apartment building. Your grandma looking at you crazy because all she can talk to you about is making some cakes. And that's okay. Grandma done live life too. But I'm just saying in general, you're trying to catch somebody up in a conversation. I've seen many of y'all do this, so don't be insulted. Many of y'all try to catch your mom, your dad, your girlfriends, your boyfriends up, and this is what I'm trying to do. And by the time they catch up in conversation, your energy is here. Like you were here telling them, hey. By the time you finish telling them, your energy's here. Why? Because you spent all your focus and energy trying to get them to understand the concept you've been talking about. Right? And so this is why I encourage y'all, if at all possible, join associations, join groups. I know some of y'all are in different Facebook groups. Join these groups and communicate with 2 to 5 people a week in those groups. Right? I'll see people all the time in like blue collar sales groups on Facebook. They'll be like, hey man, I just did 10 things. I just did 10 contracts. I just did this. And everybody's like, yeah, man, you got it. Most people would not understand the significance of him getting 10 contracts. They would not understand the long-term projections of what that means. Okay. And in any business, in anybody's personal life too, you need fast money, you need slow money. Many people think a job is fast money. It's about the fastest you're going to get it, right? If that's where your lane of expertise is. But if you're a business owner, you know the difference what I'm talking about. Fast money, slow money. Slow money can be subscriptions. Slow money can be coaching calls. Slow money can be stuff, seasonally you'll sell well, right? There's people who sell calendars and Bible study groups and all kind of online stuff, right? There are people who sell swimwear in the summer. So they know their summer is going to be their fast money. The rest of their catalog is going to be slow money, right? So my biggest thing is you're going to see this, it's January. We talk about this all the time. And you guys can hear me and see me clearly. Put a 1 in the comments. I don't see a ton of comments. I see Charleston, South Carolina, DMV. I see South Carolina. Okay. I see Atlanta. What's good? Right. And so part of what I want you to understand is the fast money, slow money conversation. It matters because a lot of y'all are like, I have this dream to do this thing, Erica, but it costs so much. How can I do it? Right. Now, I'm not saying you're Tyler Perry and you're going to film a movie tomorrow, but you need to have an overall idea of how much it costs to do the dream. How much does it cost to really live like you want? Some of y'all say, oh, I've been doing this for 2 years, working really hard. I'm not getting really far. And I dare challenge you. You might have been dabbling for 2 years, but you ain't been working hard for 2. You ain't came home every night, 45 minutes every day doing something. It makes a difference. I just want y'all to understand, like, again, my personal trainer was able to make millions in government contracting by every day coming home, 45 minutes, study, read, apply. That's study, read, apply. Like, I wish he could come up with a t-shirt and make it and him wear it. But that's the difference. Study, read, apply. Are you applying what you're reading? Are you applying what you're listening to? A lot of times people say, well, I knew that wasn't going to work. I knew this wasn't going to work. After they sat on the sidelines for 3 or 4 years, don't know what the hell they talking about. Don't know what the hell they talking about, right? I'm sitting here showing you businesses. I'm showing you data. I'm showing you financials. And people are like, well, I don't know why she would still be on YouTube. Because it's a business, because it's a media company, because it's a tool. This is just a tool. YouTube's a tool. Facebook's a tool. Instagram's a tool. When y'all start becoming the tool, that's crazy. When you can't the words I'm trying to say, speech impediment kid here, I'm trying my hardest. When you can't separate, we'll just use a different word. When you can't separate reality from online, you need to take a break. You need to take a break. That's all. So again, the average thing you're going to see in the marketing for spring, and we'll talk about this in Digital Liberty Warriors, I think. Do we have a training this Saturday, y'all? I think we have a training this Saturday. If you're in Digital Liberty Warriors, Double check the calendar, but it should be this Saturday coming up. And the biggest thing is you'll see a lot of people marketing stuff for $500 to $3,000. Why? That's the most people can come up with in a cushion and a bunch, right? My nephew, when I sent him to the auction to go pick up some cars and we're going to clean it up and get it an oil change and turn around and sell it for $3,000. They're like, you could sell that car for 5, 6, 7. Yeah, but we sell a car for $3,000 because that's what most people in their tax refunds getting. That's what they can scrounge up from 2 weeks of work. That's what they can scrounge up from their grandma and them, right? And so it's easier to have fast money, like, hey, nephew, here's $5,000. Go get me 5 cars, the best you can go get, and go sit them out there and go sell them. Because we already know what January to March is. People have their fast money moment where they're like, oh, I got some money. I'm going to take this car and drive it on down the road. Most people aren't doing road trips in their car, y'all. Most people are going 8 miles back and forth to work. Most people are not living in their car. Most people are not doing all these things. They claim, I need a new car, Erica, because of all these reasons. No, you basically need a simple A to B car. That's where most people are in the used car market. The other day, I drove past a minivan that was selling for $3,400. Now, you're going to say, well, who would buy a minivan for that? Somebody who got too many kids, or somebody who's doing carrier work, or people who are dropping off package for Amazon. They're going to get that little simple van, do an oil change on it, take it down the road, make sure the tires are good, and get what they can out of that van. That's why I don't think y'all understand. Like, everybody ain't gonna go buy no $20,000, $40,000 van. They're gonna try to get in where they can. So that's just one example of most common price points for people who have like a fast money business. Now, 500 to 3,000 is still a very popular number also in land flipping. The average person you talk to, they got about $3,000 in their pocket to start, right? They can put some money down with the owner, right? And close on some cheap rural lots. Now they got to go either, clean the lot up, take a few trees down, make it look great. So you can turn around and sell it for what? 10 to 15 grand, 35 grand, right? So they're taking 3 to 10 grand. Let me make a little bigger. So we have 500 to 3,000. Sorry about that. And then we have 3,000 to 10K. That's a level. Because what they're going to do is, let's say they got that land for 10K and they clean up a little bit, they do a little bit. They're going to turn around and try to sell that land for 35,000. Now you're going to say, well, Erica, who's buying that? Maybe buyers, builders. We talk about a land grab course. It's in there. We show you how to market to those people, how to get access to those people. They're always looking. How do I know? I'm in syndication groups right now that are already starting apartment complex plans. Like last month, they already got it in motion because they knew none of all this stuff is a cycle. You can't time the market. It's all 2 to 3 years projects on these apartment complexes. Now, when it comes to building houses, the like an entry level house, I can get it done in 90 days. Luxury house, you're talking about 8 months, 6 to 8 months. All right. Subdivision might be a year. Depends on size of subdivision. Might be a little subdivision. Might be one street. If you're in land grab, I've been talking about it in there. If you're in inner circle, what's up. Right. But those are important numbers because you have to realize the average population person, unless they have credit cards, that's the number they're working in. That's the refund money from all the babies. That's the whatever. Now, we've seen years after year of people run into the car dealership with that tax refund money, and they got kids. Now, if they smart, they'll go get a used car this year and keep some of them bucks. But no disrespect. You already know what time it is. But if you're like, Erica, I'm not wanting to deal with used cars. I'm not wanting to flip land. Erica, what? I want to go higher. No problem. The levels to it, right? 500 to 3,000 is the most common. 3K to 10K is the next common. The next after that is 20K to 100K. You'd be surprised how many people I've got on phone. They're like, I done saved up 150,000, but I don't know what I'm gonna do, Eric. I'll be like, damn, that's a lot of money, babe. They don't think it because a lot of times y'all live in New York, or they live in California, or they live in Oregon. So they'd be like, Erica, that doesn't seem like a lot. And I'm like, that's plenty money to do all kinds of things with. Okay. So that 20K to 100K, that can get you a whole property in Cleveland. I'm not even going to recommend Detroit. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Cleveland, you can go in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. You can grab land. And what I've tried to teach as much as I possibly can in land grab courses, that land is your equity. That land is your free ticket to walk in any bank. We've talked about it a lot inside the course. But that 20 to 100K lines of credit, if you're saying, Erica, I'm stuck, My credit's bad. I don't have a high paying job. I can't save money. Well, you got to fix something, right? You can't have bad credit, low paying job, ugly, busted, disgusted, dusty, musty, crusted. We can't do them all. We got to pick one, right? Pick one struggle and figure it out, right? That's why I said health, wealth, and relationships. Some people's whole life is busted right now. No problem. I hear you. I see you. I feel you. It's okay. Pick a lane. Because even if I just get you on, hey, let me get my credit together. Let me get, and this is generic, but 3 secure cards, pay on them for 6 months. Now 6 months out, I have better credit and I can go get a better set of cards, better loans. That's where you are right now. That's your season of life. That's where you are. No disrespect, no harm, no foul, right? That's just where you are right now. So if you've been inside some of the trainings, of course, like Digital Liberty Warriors, we talk about how you can come up with 30 days of content in one day. Now, I'm probably going to show in there how I hired, if you're my Digital Liberty Warriors, we'll do a training this weekend coming up into the new year of how we hired a drone company, sight unseen. We hired a drone company in Texas to film luxury properties to help one of our clients create one of their Instagram pages. Why? I've been telling you for years now at this point. People see houses in Texas and their blood boils. I don't know how to explain that to y'all in the nicest way, but if you post a nice luxury house from Florida or Texas or Tennessee online today, you will have hundreds of comments of people like, I'm so mad. You bitches over there living well in Texas, in Florida, in Tennessee. How dare you? The taxes, your governor stinks. Like they go crazy, red meat crazy, which in turn puts there's one guy I know, I can't quote him because we're not allowed to out of his group. He's making $40,000 a month just posting luxury houses. And he has mini chats on, right? And the mini chats just respond like glad you like the house, right? Even though they're cussing him out, they're saying all crazy enough in the chat. It's literally that easy. It's like on repeat. Mini chats is blowing it up. So it's like all this traction and interaction on his page. So he's making about $40K a month off Instagram, posting houses. Neutral. Like you guys have to understand how upset these people are. They're upset about their house. They're upset about the cost of living. You ask them, why are you commenting on a Texas page and you live in Pennsylvania? They're that obsessed with Texas. That's why I keep telling y'all the marketing team of Texas, Florida, Arizona, Las Vegas, North Carolina, and I would even dare say, what's the other state that people be going to? What's that state? What's that damn state? Then forgot it. Shit. Forgot it. What did I say, y'all? I said Texas, Florida. Oh, South Carolina, North Carolina, Arizona, whatever, right? Like the marketing department is so strong. Not strong. Like South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. I will tell y'all, I'll be like, why are y'all going to Myrtle Beach? And people be like, oh, I'm from a place where there is no beach, so I didn't know it was dirty, right? Or I'm from this part, so I lived in New Jersey, so I just thought this is how the beach supposed to look. And there's 13 islands in South Carolina and North Carolina. So they ain't gotta live like that, right? Like people trying to run overseas when we got islands all over the Carolinas. We got islands all over the Floridas. We got nice places. And the conversation, somebody's gonna say, well, it costs more. 38 costs, Carolina beaches cost. They do cost. But the point of me is saying all that is you can create content that doesn't even require you being there. Yes, there's AI components. Yes, I can show y'all AI business stuff, which I'll do some inside there before the 15th, because I already told y'all what happens on the 15th. Your girl gonna be tired. Okay. But in general, when people say, oh, I would love to do this, but Erica, no, make a system. Put a system to it and get on about your day. Like you cannot half-ass your dreams. If you tell me, hey, Erica, I need, I'm just going to use it because I'm using it now for our student. I need 15 houses and then I need 15 commercials in between. Now, what does that mean? They're going to go film 15 houses. So now you have content. You put the price on it, you edit, you put it on Instagram, you put it on Facebook, right? You're going to get all that drama online, right? Then the content in between, which is really an ad, which you guys have learned this before, is, hey, are you having problems with your taxes? Go hit up our blah, blah, blah. This is our affiliate. Now, in between every video, right, they're on your page getting themselves angry about looking at beautiful Texas houses and people in the comments talking about taxes. Well, did you connect with our affiliate that helps you fight your taxes? Boom. Like every comment, mini chats, right? People. So you're talking about thousands of people interacting with this content, either looking at beautiful houses or listening to you talk about your affiliates. Now you can have three. We can have three just for the sake of the conversation. You say, here's my tax fighter for your home taxes. And I'm just making up a name. Here's our down payment mortgage assistance book, ebook. You can grab it for $20. It has over 5,000 programs in it or something, or 1,000, whatever you want to put in there. Here's our mortgage program book for another $10. Are you serious about getting a mortgage? Do you need somebody to talk to today? Here, click here, fill out this here, so we can connect you to somebody on our lovely team. Now, all that's doing, every single bit of that is affiliate marketing. Every single bit of that is there's some mortgage broker they're going to connect you with and they're going to get a kickback. And we can't use the word kickback because the government doesn't like that. So referral money. Here's an agent that can help show you that house, right? So you have a business in a box from posting content. Now, here's your natural motivation is going to run out in a week. That's why you have all this stuff, this content produced as fast as you can, right? If you pay somebody, oh, go record all this, chop it up for me. And now you're going to schedule all that stuff. You're not going to sit there, oh, my motivation. You're going to schedule that stuff out for 45 days. Because that 2-3 days of work, getting all that stuff put into the system, scheduled out for 45 days, which I think Instagram, you can schedule up to 45 days still. I know for Facebook, you still can. Now you have 45 days of just testing, reviewing, following up, all from digital content, digital products. That's why when people are online talking about, well, Erica, I don't want to be working on my business 24/7. You don't have to be. This shit can be done as a system. That's why it cracks me up, because what people are used to is they go to their job and they dally. They do a little bit at work. They do a little dally. They do a little bit at work. They come to work. They go get on Facebook. They go to the bathroom. They go smoke a cigarette outside. People that don't smoke go outside and have an air break. They bull us all 8 hours a day. Right? Erica, no, I have a tough job. I'm a school teacher. You dally. You talk some, kids go on break. Talk some, kids go on break. You go to the bathroom. You go to lunch. The kids outside for recess. Like, I know too many teachers. Knock it off. Right? There's a lot of dallying at work. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with the dally at work, put a 2 in the comments. Because some of y'all gonna say, no, Eric, I work hard all day. But I'm watching video after video, people at Amazon dancing in the house, people working at grocery stores goofing off, people having a lot of free time. There's a lot of dallying going on. So you can have that same, I hate to say it, if you're lazy and you know you're lazy, put that same effort and energy into the system that can free you. Just say, hey man, there's at the beginning of every month for 2 or 3 days, I'm paying content. I'm paying UGC creators. I'm paying all the people I got to pay, before I say, oh, I don't got no money at the end of the month. Get it done in a 24-hour, 48-hour window, and then spend the next 45 days reviewing the content, interacting with the content, interacting with the questions, checking on sales. Okay, this is working. This ain't working. This is all systematic stuff. Right. So I don't want to get lost in the digital liberty warrior conversation, but that's essentially what we'll be talking about on our training. So middleman to millions, same thing. The 2 things you're focused on this spring is more leads, more workers every day, all day. That's it. Right now, how do we get a shortcut out of that? We go find these guys who make pages where people are questioning, and those guys are going to reach out to you daily. If you got your LinkedIn set up right, you have your basic, Titan Plus website set up for your blue collar company, baby, people reach out to you every day anyway. If you have properly put on Google Places, if you're inside our class and we've talked about it, you properly got yourself structured up there, people are reaching out to you daily, quoting you for these pages. Okay. We talked about it with Derek and Dakota, Digital Liberty Warriors, like making pages that people go to and then just referring business owners to them. This is common stuff, but we'll talk more about it in middleman to millions training this weekend as well. So again, you have to figure out if you're office or you're infield. Are you a sales guy? Are you the guy that does the work? If you're not the guy that does the work, how many of those guys can you find? That's your next goal, is like, if you're an office person, you're the marketing, you're the admin, you're the, I can follow up, I can get the payments but you can't do the work, you need to be finding these guys daily. An hour a day, you need to be reaching out on LinkedIn, Bigger Pockets. When you see a man on the side of the road fixing something, you need to pull over and ask his name and number, right? Y'all think I'm being dramatic, but these guys, people hoard like really good workers. They don't tell other people about they really good workers. You just have to find them in the wild working. Okay. How long have we been here? 33 minutes. I'm about to roll it up. Okay. So put any questions, comments, and concerns y'all had in the comments. I wasn't going to make this long. I just was trying to make sure you understand that the three things you really need to understand is you have to have big swings. What is a big swing in your life? Some of y'all might be marriage. Some of y'all might be a job. Some of it might be moving. Long-term thinking. What is the long-term thinking here? What's the long-term goal? Our parents used to ask, what's the short-term goal? What's the long-term goal? What are you doing? When are you doing it? And I respond funny enough to people like, no, I'm taking my time. I'm doing my leisure. I'm doing whatever, because I've already structured this shit for 10 years. For 10 years, I've been following up. For 10 years, I've been producing videos. For 10 years, like there's a level at where I'm at now. No matter the stuff you see people throwing darts at me, attacking me, it don't matter. I woke up to sales and we ain't put a video out in 2-3 days. I wake up to sales. So all I do is pour more water into the pot, right? Like all I'm doing now is going back to old courses, updating some of the stuff in them and chilling. Why? Because there's 3,000 videos that keep marketing even when I'm not here, even when I'm off this platform. Now, could it be better? Could it be greater? Could it be like hundreds of thousands of people and I'm walking off with millions every year off YouTube? For sure. Do I want to chase that? No. 20-something-year-old Erica would have chased it. Erica now is not chasing that. Erica good on that. Okay, like I've already done the math on a bigger play years ago when I did the trucks, when I did the rentals. Like I've told y'all all that stuff. Like when you do the math on how much, like, and this is the nicest I can say this, when you actually have math on how much it really costs to live the life you want, everything else is pale in comparison. Like I don't even hate when y'all are like, I'm gonna go live overseas in Bali. I'm gonna go live overseas and do this. Most people are doing it from a position of, I just need a financial break. Like America's kicking my ass. That's what most people are talking from. America's kicking their ass and they want to go sit in Belize or Bali or Panama. If they sit down there for 6 months, that's why you see so many of them move back. Or that's why you see so many of them like regenerate their business, because they took a little mental break. They took a little vacation and they were able to think clearly. They were able to do real math and real numbers. Was it Pace Morley? Or is it the other guy? It might be Pace Morley. No, it's not Pace Morley. It's the other guy with the square jaw. He took his family and they lived in Puerto Rico for the past 3 years. And then he was like, yeah, no, I'm good on this. Between the mold, the humidity, shit always going left, this country's Jackie, I'm gone. Same thing. Y'all just saw Joshua. I have a video and I'm scared to even send it to my editor because it's not pro-African. It's just not. And we're going to do it live and we're going to go over all the different stuff. But people just saw Joshua win $43 million. Now you're going to hear, no, Erica, he got 93 million. No, 35 million of that went to America, United States in taxes. Another 14 million went to UK in taxes. So he was able to walk away from a $93 million fight with 43 million. He was just in Nigeria, gets in a car accident. Don't matter if he's speeding, don't matter none of that. That country's janky. They don't even have an ambulance system. But y'all sitting here trying to tell me how y'all balling in African countries are millions and like you're more likely to get in an accident over there than kidnap. Right? Because people like, they be kidnapping people. No, you're more likely to get in a car accident than kidnapping in parts of Nigeria and Uganda and Ethiopia. You're more likely. Go Google it on your own. Don't think I'm being a hater. You're more likely to get in an accident. Literally, guy was saying how when he got married, it lives in the UK and they were going to, Nigeria so they can really stun on them big. Like, let's be honest. They got some Nigerian money, but they can't do it in UK like they can do it in Nigeria. They can get 200 aunties and tents and money and food really cheaply. Their friends from the UK wouldn't come. Their parents wouldn't let them go because they know their country, y'all. They know their country, right? They already know what time it is. Come on, man. It's safety fact. If you ain't at the right hospital, USOL. Listen, all things real. Go check out his channel. I don't know if he still has the video up. When he was down on vacation with his wife, I think he was in Mexico, or it might have been one of the islands. I got to remember. He injured his arm, like out of the socket. Mug is out of the socket from a jump, holding his arm up in the hospital, sitting in there. They like, you got money to pay? Your arm is out of the socket. You're in excruciating pain. They not even going to work on you unless you got some money. Wife had to go, here's the credit cards, here's swipe, get him to the back. Okay, he in the back now. We going to fix him. So you're talking about, Erica, I'm going to go live well overseas. I'll be like, well, baby, can you even get health if you ain't got no credit cards? We done talked about this. If you ain't got no cash money, you're going to be over there hobbling till you get to America and get your surgery. I'm sorry. And then they don't let you leave the country till you pay that bill. So there have African women who can't even take their babies home because nobody came in there to pay the bill. That is in Nigeria. You're like, Erica, you're just talking about a random country. No, that's in Nigeria. They keep showing case after case in the rural areas. Do you have money to pay for this baby? And this delivery in the hospital? Well, the mom and the baby gonna stay here till they pay. Y'all think I'm joking? Go look this up for yourself. That's why when y'all be talking about, we got to focus on Africa and go over here and there, I'll be like, who got to go over there? I'm not going over there. Zanzibar was beautiful. Tanzania was beautiful. There's a few other ones I'm going to go to, but I don't want y'all drinking the Kool-Aid. There's a reason these people are coming here. It ain't just for American money. They're like, oh, America ain't got no culture. It's terrible. Baby, they come in here in droves. They come in here starting daycares making millions. No, I ain't going to go there. I'm going to stop. I just want y'all to like be realistic as we go into this year. Don't treat your dreams like hobby. If you want to live and go overseas, definitely go. But I'm going to tell you, you need to figure out how can you make money independent of a job. You need to figure out if you got rentals and let's say all your tenants don't pay at one time. Are you good? You should be good. You should be good. Right? So I just want you to understand, like, as I planned out my next year, we have literally the first 2 weeks of January is just literally content being scheduled, content being received from the editors and from the drone guy out in Texas. We literally have stacked it up. We're stacked up for the first 90 days. The first 90 days is if you're in a position where you're like, Erica, I'm just not in a good financial position. Okay, you need to sit down with a piece of paper. What is it I got? What does it cost me to live? What does it cost me to live here? And don't be lying to yourself, because that's the problem. A lot of y'all lying to yourself. They be calling Dave Ramsey lying. You need to know how much the soccer practices cost, how much the dentist costs, how much stuff is costing you. That's why when I said something about, somebody said stop. People will literally die because they can't afford care. It's a pay before you play healthcare system. Yeah. And that's why I be looking at people like, they bragging on these countries that you can't even leave unless you pay. You had one dude went to Kentucky to go get some more credit cards. He literally came back from the Philippines to be in Kentucky with his own children, no house, just sleeping on his sister's, one of his daughter's, children's bed, so he could get some more credit cards. And while he was gone, his wife with their baby, all of a sudden the baby need to go to hospital. Yeah, you need to send $5,000 more money home. Now, he know that don't cost that much, but that was an incentive to make sure he comes back to the Philippines. See, y'all don't like me talking about that man channel, but that's the truth. That was the reason his family, they like, well, can you send some more money? Well, I came here to get some more credit cards. They want to make sure that black man going to send that money back to the Philippines any way possible. They got to pretend like the baby in the hospital. They got to do whatever they got to do. They'll do it. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who, in America, you're getting $4,000 a month. In America, you're getting $4,000 a month. That's what they would get for 6 months. So of course they love you. You're the best man they've ever had in their entire life. You're the best, baby. Whatever I got to do to get you, I'll get you. And that's what people want. That's what people want, that thirst. People want people to be thirsty for them. And if that's how you want to live, good luck. I salute you. But what you're learning is, okay, don't treat these dreams like a hobby, because you're going to get over there, get jammed up because you ain't got no money and got to come back. Okay? So again, not to beat a dead horse, because ain't no point in doing it. The reason I keep telling y'all, millions of folks don't know, when y'all come out here talking about budgets and planners and buying land, people don't know, because people specialize in one or two things in America. That's why when kids' parents be asking their parents questions, I'll be like, why are you asking your parents? They don't know shit. In real truth in life, like your parents have lived a lot of life. They know life, right? They seen a lot of shady people. They know life. No disrespect to your mama and daddy. They know life. My mom was in the military. She know military. She know life, right? She used to work at the factory at one point before she did some other stuff. She was like, oh yeah, I've seen this. They've lived life. No disrespect to your parents. But when it comes to things y'all wanting to do, you need to go where people are actually doing that. Right? You need to be in groups of people where y'all can conversate. If in every group you join, I tell y'all, find 2 people that y'all can connect with. If it's a Facebook group. You've even seen here in my Facebook groups, 2 or 3 ladies have partnered up, bought rentals, bought Airbnbs, partnered. Brandy in Atlanta flipping homes, doing what she do with her friends. Once you learn the skill, get you 2, 3 people and make it do what it do. That's my biggest suggestion to y'all as we go into this new year. They about to make the money printer go burr. And while you see some of these folks gonna go get credit cards and goof off and do trips, you better pay attention. Because I've already seen the videos now where they're like, well, you shouldn't buy a house just because they dropped the interest rates. Baby, they doing everything they can to get them houses moving. Interest rates, down payment assistance programs, they doing everything they can. If you don't think realtors about to make a bunch of money next year, because all people have done is said, oh, don't buy a house, don't buy a house. And they're watching, like, they say, don't believe your lying eyes. They're watching the boomers enjoy their damn house. They're watching the trad wives online enjoying their damn house. They're watching young people in a house like, woo, thank the Lord. They're watching people do it. The whole apartment living, I'm in the city, girl, life is corny. It's corny after a certain age. It just is. Like, some people do better in New York City and some people do better in the suburbs of New York. I get that. All right. I get that. Totally get it. Totally get it. Some people want to be in the mix. And again, you're going to have right now, 20% of all white people in America are 65 years old or older. We're going to have some houses available. But you got to realize, give it a minute, right? But we're still going to be short. And most people don't want to buy somebody boomer old house they ain't did no repairs to. They're going to want a new house. And no matter how y'all fight that, they're going to want a new house. Congratulations. Faith says her husband and her just bought a house in St. Pete. Congratulations. You on the beaches. You living the best life right there. Why do people come to America? So they can have some ownership. They can have money reoccurring. Again, I'm going to do 2 videos. One video is the Somalian, the whole fraud thing. But the second video is going to be an Asian boy and this other 2 Asian boys. And then this one Indian guy with a dot, and showing you how in under a 5-year window, they just took off. And you're like, how are they taking off? They must be getting secret loans. No, they're just trying. They're just literally attempting their dream. Like, again, when I always position this to y'all, how many of y'all got pre-approved in the last 5 years? How many of y'all even went into a bank to ask about a business loan? How many of y'all even tried to get a business credit card? Most people ain't, y'all. They're not doing nothing. They're chilling. Okay. Congrats. Will said he became a licensed realtor this year. Salute. You about to come into the money. When so many people walked off, you get ready to come into the money. And you'll see the real big dog realtors own rentals. Do a flip or 2 a year. Do a house, but like they see a house, like you ever see when you talk to a realtor, they're like, you just got to have vision. You just got to have good, you can see the bones, right? Like when they start talking like that. In my head, there's 2 girl realtors that I like watching on YouTube and Instagram. They buy houses when they say that we tried to convince people this house is so good. I bought it myself. And then she'll clean it up, turn around, be the realtor listing it. Now she making flip money and she making realtor money. But that's because they really can see it. I ain't gonna beat y'all up today. Somebody asked about the book's authors. I'll post them on the community wall because I don't have them off the top of my head right now. But I just want y'all to understand, like, we're going in 2026. I hope you're able to figure out what lane you want to go in, whether it's digital, whether it's office, whether it's a higher paying job, whatever that lane is. I welcome you to get into it because 2026 is money printer go burr. And they gonna make the money printer go burr hardcore. So I wish you all the best. Just remember, big swings are life changing. Long term thinking. What is your long term? Where if I write on a sheet of paper, what are you doing in 10 years from now? Can you tell me? What are you doing 5 years now? Can you tell me? I talk to women all the time who are like, oh, if I ever get married, then I'll do this. I'm like, what if that don't happen? What else? What else? What else? Somebody said our realtor has a small farm and an Airbnb in Odessa, Florida, because she know what time it is. She paying attention. She paying attention. Like, there's so much land. I'll show my family. They're like, oh, 20,000, 30,000. I remember when land over there was this. Well, baby, that ain't the price no more. Are you ready to pay for the new price or no? Right? And a lot of people have to decide. I make the joke all the time. I call it 1994 Negroes. But if you meet any Black person who's still naming their kids some wild last name that don't make no sense, if you're still meeting people who, I'm sorry, if you're still meeting people who are doing stuff that's like, don't you realize housing and banking, everything changed in 2008? Don't you realize after, 9/11, banking changed? A lot of people don't know. Keep that in mind. Millions of folks don't know. So when you come online educating, millions of people don't know. They don't know. They have no clue. They just trying to figure out how they can go to the corner store, cash their check with the Arabs, and keep on moving on the week. Buy some food, go to the grocery, pay their rent, keep going. A lot of people are stuck in that rut. You have millions of people who don't know. And you just have to remember, you need to go where the action is. Don't try to convince your uncles and your aunts and tell your family all this stuff. You're trying to convince them. Don't convince them. Go with people who are already convinced. Take action. You have 2-3 people you can take over a city. And I mean that, and I'm trying to do that right now. I'm telling y'all, this $20 million+ project. I'm trying to take 2-3 people and take over a city. And I'm gonna get it done. And I already know how to do it. I'm gonna get it done. And so we've been talking about this for over 6 months. Me, my significant other, and one other business partner, how we're gonna take over this one area. Now I've added a few people to it. Inner circle, what's up? Or I've added a few people to it. Like, hey, this is what we're about to do. Okay, we're about to take over this whole space right here. Is you ready? Is y'all rolling? And then we can take over a second city next year. But this year we're doing this. Okay, like it's very possible. And once you start, if it wasn't for one of the builders that was just so open in arms and grateful and thankful and sweet to me and my family, we just end up, being where the people are, being where the action is. I was like, oh, I was able to watch them in a 6-month period go. Their business went from, 100,000 to 5 million. And many people won't believe that's possible, but I'm telling you, they're documenting the journey, and I'm telling them, keep documenting, because people will never believe that y'all just were working W-2, well, high paying jobs and got over from here to here. They'll never believe it. So he said, if you're still cashing checks at the liquor store, stay away from me. I'm telling y'all think I'm joking. I still remember off Palm Springs in Austin, Texas. And I would be like, why is that store so busy? It'd be on Fridays and people were in there cashing their check. It was the craziest I've ever seen. They still doing it. Newports and now laters. 2008 was a nightmare. It absolutely was. Print that moolah. Welcome to more inflation. Yeah, and this is the problem. I'm telling y'all now, like, I'm getting ready to go by tomorrow or probably the day after Barnes and Nobles and grab this book. It's a seed book. It tells you, like, it has all these seeds, all these different types of seeds. And I'm showing my family, like, for the gardens and for the farm stuff, like, hey, we need to get into this one. This is a unique brand. Like, so I'm not gonna tell that business, but and so they're like, oh, you're already thinking about that? We don't have to think about that till April. I'm like, you need to think about it now. We don't think about planting stuff in April. We think about it today. We don't think about strawberries in May. We think about them today. So no matter the genre, no matter the field, whether it's farming, is digital, online, people will sit there and go, well, Erica, that's next year. That's in the summer. That's 6 months from now. You got to be active till the 6 months get here. You got to be pursuing till it get here. You have to be serious. You have to be, like, I know y'all think I'm being dramatic, but there's so many people living and they're not living, y'all. Yeah, Erica, I wish I could go. I wish I could do. The other day, we already got, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, we got a multi-million-dollar year, and we got like 7 major trips planned next year. My sister gonna come in the house and say, hey girl, hey, you know what I'm thinking? Me, you and mom should go on a trip. Now that's another trip to add to the budget. Now somebody gonna say, well, you're just rubbing it in our face, or you're just bragging. As y'all notice, I try not to do lifestyle marketing on this channel, because me showing you fast cars and a lot of vacations, what does that do for you? You got to go back to your life. It could be some inspiration. Like, I have some stuff I want to put out. We're definitely going to put out the Europe and Japan stuff, But in general, I'm sitting here like, that's not even a question. We just like, okay, where are we going? Somewhere warm, hot? Okay, cool. Belize, St. Lucia, where are we going? Okay, cool. How much that cost? Boom, math done. We planned it in one day, over a dinner, over some crab legs. Hey, where we going? What we doing? What day? Boom, done. Y'all got family members y'all been trying to convince for 5 years to go on a Carnival cruise. We're not the same. And I'm talking from a place for privilege, but I'm just saying we've just done this so long on repeat. We know how to plan trips. We know how to plan stuff. I'm gonna say this, Black people more than ever know how to plan vacations and plan some family reunions and goof off. But can you get those same people to plan on building and investing for their future? And hold on 1 second, y'all. I think they done scored. Hold on. All right. Okay, they did. Archman is doing just enough. Just enough, you know, just enough to not make me angry. What you saying here? I've been mapping out my whole year like you told us a year ago. I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. You and your spouse won't be as agitated with each other because you already know, hey, this is already in the plan. We going on vacation this day. We catching the planes this day. Have your passport ready. You know, all the stuff that people do, it's because their lack of planning. I mean, that just is what it is. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Erica, you're talking from a place of privilege. Some people are struggling. People are doing stuff. I will tell you this. If you're ever in a job like waitressing, pizza delivery, stuff that requires you to keep moving every day in order for the money to come in, yes, you're going to be stressed regardless. You're going to be stressed regardless. When people get to certain levels in their career where they can take days off and have paid time off, I completely understand. Like, I'm going to post it again in a little bit on a community wall where the lady is talking about taking 10 PTO days, and it's always right before a holiday. So really you get 40 days off instead of 10. And if you're going to work a job, you need to be optimizing your year so that you get the most time off ever. If it's salary, you still going to get paid like regular, you need to optimize as much as possible. That's what I'm just saying. Optimize wherever you are right now. Figure it out. I keep posting the funding bundle with the 4 classes because the people in there solved most of their own problems. You can hear it in the videos. Like, girl, I went and did what you said. I did 1, 2, 3, and I got 30 grand in funding. Yeah, because you're just following the steps. It's all systematic. It's just steps. Now you say, Erica, I've been trying for 2, 3 years on my credit. I can't get it together. Baby, guess what you need to focus on? You need to focus on how you get income in. How are you getting income in? Is it your job? Can you make more hours? Can you work? Can you get higher pay? Can you get an increase? That's your focus. If you just been trying for years, your credit won't do right. You need to figure out where's the income part. Because you might have to pay cash for some things till that gets leveled out. I know people who've been talking about credit for 5 years straight, still worried about credit. I'm like, when you going to invest in a business? When you going to invest in something you can put some money in your pocket? I don't care if it's hair braiding on the weekends, barbershop on the weekends. Like, you need to figure out what your leverage point is because everybody has one. So some folks you just got to leave behind. I already mapped out the next 2 years for myself. I'm on that get right with me or get left. Listen, so many people. So many people don't understand, like, and it's not even obvious. It's just like slowly removing myself from some spaces and spending time in other spaces. Like, just slowly. And I have, there's a big thing in Nashville. Alan Jackson doing his final farewell because he has not ACL. He has like Lou Gehrig's disease, I guess, where you eventually lose all your mobility and stuff like that. And so this is his last big shebang. I'm like, hey, whoever wants to go to Nashville, here's the Airbnb. I go, here's the Airbnb. I've already, got us on the wait list for the tickets. We're going to make a weekend of it. This is June next year, y'all. Like June 27th or something. And I've already had 1 or 2 people like, oh, I just don't even know. You don't know 6 months from now how you can schedule your money, your airplane time, your money to get to this event. Then that's all I need to know. If you can't, it's 6 months from now, you can't even get it together to pay for a $200 flight from Austin to Nashville to throw in on the Airbnb. I already know. You might be the one we have to let go this year, and that's okay. But that's how serious y'all need to be. Some of y'all need to have stuff so far planned. Like, baby, that's in September. Oh, I don't know. You don't know in September? You don't know your kid's gonna be in school. You don't know how much you're gonna have set aside. You can't set aside a certain amount of month for 8 months. That's all y'all need to know. They either don't want to go with you or their life is really jammed up. And then that makes you need to question who you hanging out with. Because I have people that we hang out with for just sports. Some of the people are just, hey, we're going to see them at the baseball. We're going to see them at the softball games. We're going to see them at the basketball games. We don't see them often outside of that space. We see them there. That's just they role in your life. Some people you only going to see at work. Some of y'all got people in y'all life y'all only going to see at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay, don't hate the messenger. You just have to know, where are those people at, and are they helping you with your dream? Are you treating your dream like a hobby? Are you treating your life like a hobby? Because you don't get second time around the sun on here. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta go. Happy New Year. I gotta go get some fireworks. They're waiting on me. And you guys, this is your girl Erica Classic on Blog. We've been doing this for 10 years. I think 11 years. We just got a thing from YouTube the other day. I wish y'all all the best. I'm good. Everybody in my house good. Eat y'all black eyed peas. Eat your collard greens. Knock on wood. I want y'all to be healthy next year. We already juicing for the year. Our family want to cook all the most delicious food while we juicing. It's very funny. But take care of yourselves, because this one body you got, one mind. You know, I don't know how else to tell y'all. Like, next year is personal for me. Next year is huge, and so I want you to have that same type of feeling and that same type of energy. And I want this next year to be yours as well. So, Sugar Erica, later.
Whether you're launching a business or leveling up your personal finances, Williams Accounting and Tax Services has you covered. From book cleanup and tax prep to strategic advisory, business setup, and our empowering tax academy, we're a full-service accounting firm. I'm Brandy Williams, an IRS enrolled agent with over 20 years experience. Visit us at williamsacttax.com. We look forward to working with you.